pressure.
Welcome to another Hass Discusses. We are here with Ziploc and Drew Beardsley. What are
What up? What
you?
up?
What's your name together? Your Duality, right?
Yes, Duality.
What do you? What do you got? What can we expect from you music wise in the come up? You know.
And music wise, it's a pretty unique sound. I'd say it's a blend of like some '90s horrorcore mixed with some a lot of modern feel, maybe a bit of auto tune stuff. It's mainly the whole concept for duality and shit is like two opposing views. You know, like you always got the angel and the devil on your shoulder. You know what I
Oh
mean?
shit, that yin
You
yang type shit.
Exactly, the yin and yang type shit. So,
Oh,
Zipsy's always preaching positivity. He's always preaching very smart shit, intelligent shit. And then you got Drac Hawthorne, myself over here, who's been in the darkness for a while, we'll say, and fucking is comfortable with being in the dark and being wicked and shit like that. So you got the two conflicting viewpoints. And ultimately, it's up to you, though, to make the decision if you're going to choose right or wrong, chaotic or lawful, good or evil. You know what I mean?
so like
And
how
that's just
Jedi balance within the Force, like that shit, like the light and
exactly,
dark side.
exactly. Gray Jedi shit. Exactly, bro.
Gray Jedi. So you're
Exactly.
so Drew Beardsley. Would you say you're attuned with a lot of Star Wars lore?
Not too terribly much of like the Legends lore, but like the main canon, yeah.
Yeah. You fuck with the new Mandalorian episodes?
I have not seen season two quite yet, but I did finish up season one about a week ago, and I got to start up season two. But I'm very hyped for it.
That's fantastic. And
Oh yeah.
Ziploc, do you mess with Star Wars?
I do, but I don't. I'm not really into I mean, I'm not against it. I'm just not into gaming or television or media or anything that normal people, I guess, would be entertained by. I just literally create my own music and draw. I find that is like the best therapy because it's something that I'm creating to make better for myself because my anxiety is so intense,
So,
or it's so.
so you're saying your therapy is creation.
Yes,
It's
essentially.
productivity. It's healthy habits. I was actually watching a documentary on Murda Beats, and he was like, "There's no secret to success. It's just a repetitive, a
Yes,
repetitive, and that it's a repetitive execution of healthy habits."
yes. Implementation of healthy habits.
Yes. So would you say that that's what gets you going? Is that
Yes, yes. Absolutely. It's like a positive mental attitude, PMA.
Oh
So
yeah.
PMA?
if you're like in Arizona, here in Arizona, like it's 117 in the summertime. I'm a labor worker. I work in the heat all day. So when I'm out there in the heat and stuff, I'm always telling my people to hydrate, make sure you're drinking lots of water, and keep that PMA up. Let me see that smiles,
Oh
because
yes.
they're digging dirt, they're freaking shoveling rocks, they're not loving life, but at the end of the day, they're making money. So like I tell them, I bring that positive intuition to them so they don't have to stress, because the more you stress about little shit, it's like it seems to grow into worse situations. But the less you stress on stuff like that, it seems like it will always happen to the positivity. It's just it flourishes that way, it seems like.
So you flourish when you focus on spreading positive things to others.
Yes, yes, exactly. Because like I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it for clout. I'm not in it for fame. I'm not in it to be famous. Not in it to be known. I just want people to understand that they have the power to make their lives how they want their lives to be. They are the precursors. There is no existence but them. Like literally, they were born in this world alone. They'll die alone. We all die alone. So we only have ourselves. If we don't love ourselves, if we don't have that love, that self love, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a roller coaster, a hell of a life. Life's already a roller coaster, but like honestly, what motivates me is like I listen to dark ass rap. All right. So the darker the rap, the more I get influenced because I could pull all the positivity from their negativity. And then I could put that positivity, put it into words, and then put it to music so people could utilize that because I never had that resource growing up. I mean, hip hop was my resource to establish myself into where I am right now. And the reason why they call me Ziploc, because I'm a beatboxer. So that's like transcends into like really why I got into hip hop is because of beatboxing. Rozelle, Dougie Fresh is like. So if like electricity cut off in the world, I'd be the music. I'd be freaking the light source for people because they ain't got that boombox, you know. I went to jail and everyone's like, "Hey, can you beatbox this song?" Heck yeah! I was like entertainment because they didn't have music then. It's just we're in these little boxes when we're born, man. And I feel like everybody has the power to break out of that little box that they're.
But some people don't, and that's the people I gotta
Yes.
avoid or help. But it's hard to help someone who's trapped in that box. The closed-minded person, like the person that thinks that the only thing that their son can accomplish is playing in a sport or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I love sports. Like it's fun, but like, you know, we got to break out of that. Like
Yeah,
in life, like I used to be like a football player all the time, but like I'm trying to break out and when you're surrounded by people who are not closed-minded people, you grow with that person. So
yes,
and you can only provide so much help to someone who's got that closed-minded mentality and shit. Because ultimately, the only person that's going to be able to break them out of that box and break them out of that shell is themselves.
yes.
So
yes.
you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Exactly.
It's like they just got like I hate to use the reference, but they got a missing link in a sense, and they just got to find it. And once it's found, they'll be able to break out of that shell.
But when they do break out of it, it's usually in the lowest moment, the darkest moment of their life. I love the pain. I love the suffering. We have to embrace these suffering moments, and we have to realize that when something goes away, the reason it goes away is because inevitably everything in our lives is temporary.
Yes.
Isn't that the truth, though? Like
Beautiful, bro.
I love to wake up in the morning and think it's temporary. Everything's temporary. Like
yes,
Exactly.
like tomorrow's not promised.
not-
Yesterday's
it's not a
today. Today's yesterday's. It's
yeah.
Yesterday's a history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why we call it the present.
yes.
Yeah, like before. I mean, I'm not saying enlightened or whatever. Like I don't like that term. I don't like when people like just say when people like are more comfortable with themselves. When somebody sees someone that's more comfortable than them, they feel like
Threatened.
a mixture of jealous and hate, or threatened. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
to tap like I like to like compared to a year ago, like a week was close because in that week I didn't do anything. That's like a year ago. But now since I'm doing so much, a week feels like a year ago.
Ah, yes.
So that's like the ultimate. That's like I'm very in the present guy, but simultaneously I have to think about what's in the future a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like me. Like I got anxiety, and that's why I understand people have issues, and I go through the same issues. Like right now, I'm like not in the right mind state for things, but music is the only thing that, like, honestly, I don't think anything can infiltrate music. It's like I think love and music are things that nobody can infiltrate or take from me. It's just because that love will never end. Love is unconditional. So that's why I like started interning myself early on, is because I knew if I love somebody's music and they were fucking putting all their heart and soul into their music, then I knew someone later on and you know, when I'm further on the road, they'd do the same for me. But it's even if they don't, I don't know where I'm going with this. It's like a catch-22 kind of with the game. It's like you're either gonna get into it as a somebody that's gonna help other people's, or somebody that's gonna help people but understand where they're coming from. So where I was getting at with my depressive and anxiety, I have trichotillomania, and so what that does is it makes me pull out my eyebrows and my eyelashes and my facial hair. So I haven't shaved. Yesterday was the first time I shaved in 2 years. Like I legitimately don't grow facial hair. I used to be so quiet about this, but me as an artist, for me to express how I am truly expressing how I'm feeling, I pull my hair out to control the anxiety so it doesn't get worse, so I don't do more subsequential things to me. And I just feel like the music, that's music is a therapy for me, because I'm not pulling my hair out. I'm putting what I have in my fingertips into the keyboard, and that is reflecting in music tones.
Yes, I
So
see
when I
a lot of like you give these like 15, 45-second little freestyles, but in
Yes.
such a short time, I'm trapped in. I feel that, and I want to wonder, like, these freestyles are good, and they're obviously doing pretty like well on social media, but like, you got like, are you into production or anything else, like
Oh
mixing,
yeah.
any of that
Yes,
stuff? Like, do you play? Is
I
that what
got
you're
a
into?
yeah, like I'm making this beat right now. Or I made this beat today. It started at like 6 a.m.
You got Fruity Loops?
Yeah, I got FL12. But it's like I make my own beats. Right, it's like a build up. It.
Just let it play and talk, man. We're chilling.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just a
okay.
hangout, you know.
So like I'm a beatboxer. I'm a producer. I mix. I mastered. I promote people.
That's what we got to talk
They,
about, though, is your promotion. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want that to fill up the whole podcast.
Yes. Yes.
But it's interesting to me that you know some of these people at such a young time.
Yeah.
So let's go back to 2010, but let's just listen to your beat real quick and then tell me the thought process behind that. Turn it up, bro.
Oh. It was like wait, what? Oh, my thought process for this beat. So like when I make beats, I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like it has to formulate into a certain spot. So normal people hear the metronome with the beat, and I'm already a beatboxer, so the beat's already embedded in my soul forever. So I literally just piano roll, keystroke. I input every single note with my mouse clicker. I don't have any MIDI controller usages.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. You know, I have this, but I don't use it. Like,
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, and
Yeah.
yes, I make beats because like I critique albums. I love like music criticism, and I also interview a lot of artists. But like, I'm getting to a point where I want to make what I'm critiquing constantly. So I've been in that
Heck yeah.
mode where there's like this indescribable feeling before you get into making a beat, where you're just like, there's nothing to be said. There's nothing to be said. You're just flipping the sample. You're reversing the sample. You're either creating the melody. You're pitching things down, and you just like, it's like you're in
Yes.
tunnel vision. It's like
Exactly.
that mindset, that short mindset. Like when I'm recording a podcast or planning to record a podcast, or you know, doing something creative. When you learn something new and you're able to attribute that to something that you just learned. It's like this thing, because I'm a fast learner. Like, I'm not trying to
Yes.
flex on everything, but like when you know so much different things, like I'm writing, like one day I'm writing a movie script and one day I'm like producing something, but
Bro, straight up, same over here. Same over here, bro.
yeah,
I just got into like beat production and shit like maybe 2 weeks ago or some shit like that. But before then, I've always been a bit of a writer and shit like that. I've been working on a couple screenplay ideas and shit like that for at least like a year and a half or 2 years now.
yeah,
But fucking, I just feel like that attributes with me being like a theater nerd and shit like that all through high school and shit like that.
yeah. Like do you say your scripts are like more or real life inspired, or is it like, you know, or is it just like your infatuation with a lot of like genres? Like, what type of screenplays do you say you write?
I feel like it's definitely an infatuation with some genres because like the two that I mainly have been working on recently. The first one, it's like a horror-esque movie of sorts involving a neighborhood of cannibals, and then the second one is it's like a superhero movie that's also like a stoner comedy. So it's like
Oh
a group of
yes.
yeah, so it's like a group of nerdy friends that like own and operate and work at this comic shop and shit. And by happenstance, this alien strain of weed lands on the planet, and one of the friends smokes this weed, and it accidentally gives them superpowers that they can't control.
Jay and Silent Bob save the world.
Some shit like that, bro.
Dude,
Exactly.
That's so, bro. I'm buying
yeah,
it.
dude.
I'm buying a ticket to that, bro.
Hell
Yeah.
yes.
But yeah, like that's creative motherfucker. Like it doesn't take that much to learn something. It's less about like getting started and more about handling what you already started. Like that's the way I look at things. Like learning FL Studio, it literally takes like a month of just constant tutorials and pressing on a bunch of shit. It's just pressing on stuff and eventually you get some fire. You know? But I feel like what people do is they learn something, they make something, but they're afraid to send it out to people. Are you afraid of sending out to people, or have you conquered that? Because that's what you must do.
Exactly. That's the big step to conquer, is definitely getting over that fear of sending it out into the ether to someone else, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like more often than not, once you do send it out there, and the more frequently you start sending shit out there, it becomes easier and easier over time, you know?
Yeah. But like, it's just fun to make stuff, but like sending people stuff is like the boring part, and that's why but it's still cool to see people's reaction when you send it out, you know? Like but the best part is that trapping of the moment of like when you're the freestyle, but the boring part is posting it. But the posting part is necessary. It's necessary to everything.
Yeah. Yes, that's how it is with all the freestyles I drop on Instagram. So many people tell me, "Yo, you're dropping too many freestyles," or "Oh, why are you dropping so many freestyles?" I do it because it's practice for my craft. I practice my craft every single day. There's not a waking moment of my life where I'm not practicing my craft, and I rap and I produce. So like I have to implement my skill every single day in order to get better at it. In order for me to master it, I have to do it every single day. Jimi Hendrix, when he was alive, he carried his guitar everywhere he went. He went to sleep with that guitar. He freaking even took a shower with the guitar. Like he had that on his neck until he learned that shit. And then he got to the point that he did, you know, but the music, like production, like I can make a beat in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Real easy, but that's how I've been since I got it downloaded. Like there's a couple things that I could have learned, but Audio Mac literally has all my original stuff that is not critiqued Fruity Loop mastering. It's not like me understanding, oh, should I put this out or should I not put it out? That type of thought process. There's like 26 songs.
I love seeing stuff on like old mixtape platforms, like really early work of people. Like a lot of Lil Peep's early work is like on Spinrilla, and I'm recently managing an artist that goes by the name of Jace. And what I told him is that like your stuff's not on Apple and your stuff's not on Spotify. I know you want to do this for your February release, and but like the point isn't that I'm gonna get on Apple. The point is that for now I was like, we gotta tap into those small tiny websites that people still have a love for. Like even though I have Apple Music, I still love to go back to Spinrilla and listen to like old, you know, tapes of like PNB Rock or something like that. And that's why as a manager I had to put them on there, because there is a special place for those, like that Daft Piff era. Like you can like you can't find
like LA Leakers and stuff.
Jay Green's Fuck Mainstream. That's like one of the greatest projects
ever.
Like, and it's only on like Dat Piff and shit. Like you can't find it on SoundCloud. You can find a couple songs and the remastered versions of them, but when you find like there's just this little glimpses of like, you can tell that it was made in this era. It was made in this type of thing. Like, while I love to focus on artists that I liked when I was like very young and see where they're at now, I hate the people that say like Drake was only good like when he started. Like he still makes a lot of good stuff. Like, but like, I mean, I could agree they're different, but I feel like what people gotta respect is other artists' growth. A lot of people don't respect like you might, if you become huge, you might not be doing as much freestyles as you are now, but I really hope you do. But like I get it. Like Trippie Redd used to drop so many freestyles. Remember that one who was like, yeah, try little baby, you know what I mean? It takes time. What he did is he used that freestyle in a song. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not telling you what to do, But I'm saying
No.
people do that shit, and I'm saying people that look down on that got to realize that there is benefits of that.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Freaking high five.
Especially if you're like blowing and ciphering with like homies and
High
shit,
five.
and you got like recordings and shit like that on your phone of like all the ciphers and shit like that, and none of it's put out. You can literally just listen to it back and like pick out the fucking sift through, you know, like you're panning for gold or some shit, and
Right.
pick out the golden bars and shit
Break
like
it
that,
down.
and craft around that shit to create something that maybe wouldn't have been there before.
Yeah, like nothing's ever finished. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
And what you put out isn't always going to be finished. Like
Yes.
it's just like people got to realize that like sometimes people aren't putting out a finished product. I mean, when an EP drops or an album drops, it should be pretty finished. But they got to realize like there's going to be a next. If you don't like something, that artist is not done. You should be like, they're going to drop something new and it might be good, it might be bad. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
It's
people that
never
look
over.
down on Pegasus should be like they shouldn't be like, oh, I hate Pegasus. It's the new Trippie Redd album. They should be like, oh, I can't wait for Neon Shark. I wonder if it will be better. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's that positive energy that we got to get out. But I feel like criticism is good, but
Yes.
it should be more growthful. Like it should be like
Exactly.
Less bias.
Exactly. It should be constructive, so that way,
Yes.
that way you don't, it doesn't tear down the person. It helps them build up into the person that they can become.
yeah. Like I
Yes.
actually just reviewed my my client's album, Jace. I reviewed his album Triple X, and a title of one of the songs was "Fuck Love," and I told him, and in the interview, I mean in the review, I was like, the song is good, he flows on the melody, but the title is a very overstated statement, and it's sort of
Yes.
annoying to see.
Absolutely.
But
People
like,
even got it tatted on their skin sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah, like I was like, I don't. It's such a simple thing, nitpick. But then I was like,
Yeah.
the song was really good, very memorable. The hook was actually fantastic. The subject matter was relatable, but the title, it's gonna have a stimulus. It's gonna have a stimulated like when someone sees it, they're gonna like.
It's gotta
Yeah,
catch
they
you.
don't want
It's
to.
gotta hook
Yeah,
you.
they don't want to click on that. They're like, "Oh, I seen that already. I don't want to listen to that."
Yeah. But like, but then I just went on and I didn't make that the whole interview. The rest of the,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't make that the whole review. I was like, okay, check out the part of this song called like, all right, this song called that, this song called that. I was like, point out the positives as much or if not more than the negatives.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's more constructive than it is breaking it down.
Yeah, that's what
'Cause that's
constructive is a balance of positive and negative, and what your music group will represent is the yin/yang type shit.
Yes,
Just
We gotta
duality.
bring it back. We gotta bring it back. So is the music group called Duality, or is it?
Yes, it's
Okay.
called Duality.
Or but what will the EP or future
The
release?
Oh, the EP is called.
The EP is going to be called Vibe, which stands for Violently Intoxicated Beyond Ether.
Damn, man,
Yeah.
that's fire. You gotta be like you gotta be like V.I.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, good,
Yes.
good. Yeah,
And then it's spelled across Vibe, and then it's spelled downward. It's like Violently Intoxicated Beyond Ether.
that's fire, bro. Conceptually, you try a lot conceptually, which is very good. But I can't wait to see what the actual content is and all that. And I'll definitely have to review something. But let's get into you in 2010, man. Your promotion.
Oh yeah.
Like Ziploc, we got to hear about that. We got to hear about the artists you
Alright.
promoted, what the promotion actually is, going out. Just go.
So what I'm an internet promoter, so sort of say. So since Corona hit, internet, that's how people get their name out. They advertise by online. It's not billboard because billboards don't work as well because people aren't traveling because the whole travel ban hadn't gone popping. I'm an internet promoter, so I promote on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anything basically that has a social appearance, social awareness where people could find things that they normally can't find in the World Wide Web. They go to those types of websites. That's where I put the music onto. So 2010 was the first start off of that. I look at it as a internship, kind of like apprentice, like, you know, apprenticeship, whatever. But it's like intern. I interned myself for the underground to understand what the game was, without basically having to go to school for it and paying for it. So I like interned myself out of love and respect. And I know in any you know, game you get into, you have to have that loyalty, because in order to get that loyalty, you got to show that respect, and it just feeds itself on and on and on. So basically, Raider Clan. I started with Raider Clan. My homie Kevin Lerma showed me Space Ghost Perp.
Where were you based at the time?
I was in Phoenix, Arizona at the time.
All right.
I lived in Phoenix for like 12 years. I was born in Arizona, born and raised. I lived in Colorado for like 5 years. Colorado is actually the place I learned how to beatbox and rap when I was 13 years old. I'll be 31 on the 25th of this month. But Raider Clan, Space Ghost Perp, like I heard him and I'm like, man, this dude's fucking like, he's bringing like old school 3-6 before ASAP Rocky blew up, because ASAP Rocky, he blew up because he basically took the style of what Space Ghost Perp was putting out through Raider Clan, and he took that style and just made it his own. And that's what ASAP Mob is. So that's the beef between Raider Clan and ASAP Mob, is basically he did him wrong, stole a style that Space Ghost Perp was obviously, you know, the Raider Clan was a bumping movement.
Yeah.
ASAP came through and then kind of like
that funk.
He gave him a few beats. Yeah, that funk, exactly. That funk, PHONK. And so like that's what got me into the underground, is that PHONK. But from Raider Clan, it was like from 2010 to 2012. So I promoted Denzel Curry, but he wasn't Denzel Curry back then. He was Aquarius Killer 64, and I helped him get to the XXL cipher in 2016. So where he's like rapping with let's see, Kodak Black's in that cipher.
Uzi, Yachty.
Yeah, Yachty's in that, and 21 Savage is in that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
how'd you get him to get on XXL though?
Like what you do is you vote. So like when XXL looks for new people to cipher on their magazine or to feature on their cover, they have these contests, and the people that are fans of these artists put their links of the artists into those type of things. So it's literally the fans showing who they want to be on the magazine next. So
just
what
like
I did
consistently.
is I consistently promoted, told other people to vote for Denzel Curry. Like, you're stupid if you don't, because that's why, you know, this is the underground, man. Like, you have to respect this guy because he's fucking speaking truth. Like, because I was real Raider Clan, super intense. Like, if you look on my Facebook today, I just recently seen one of those memory posts from 7 years ago, and it was a Raider Clan post, and it was like, stay calm, be a Raider. You know, it was like, you know.
Yeah, that's funny. So what other Raider Clan artists were you interested in?
Young Simmy's dope. I just like I kind of fell off with him when he dropped that When I'm Bored song, because like, I mean, it's a dope song. I get it. I mean, it's catchy, the cadence. It's about doing shit when you're bored, but it just was really boring to me, honestly. But Young Simmy's tight. Amber London, she's like the firest female MC out of Texas. She's like got hood more than hood's got hood on hood itself, you know what I'm saying? But she's more real and street with it, and she's pretty. She's not like whoremongering. She's not trying to put her attributes of her physical self.
She's not a pussy rapper.
Stuff. Yeah, she's not a pussy rapper. She literally knows the streets, and that's fucking sick. She's always wearing all overalls, so like, you know, it's like,
nice. That's actually pretty, like, I like that style. Was Jay Green a member of Raider Clan, like, officially, or was he just? That's true, right?
Yeah, I'm more than 100% positive, because he and Space Ghost Perp were affiliated. I know Jay Green was actually signed to the same. He produced for Juicy J and DJ Paul, and they
on the Mafia 6.
Yeah, Mafia 6 or 3-6 Mafia. Yes, I think from what I know, the knowledge that I know that Jay Green's a protege of DJ Paul and Juicy J, because they were the ones that trained Jay Green into knowing the fundamentals of the game, because there was some shit that happened in between him and because he didn't know exactly what the game was, and so they looked at him like, who's this guy, like young guns. But that's how I feel right now in some things that had happened recently. But Jay Green, I know that he was a member. I can't even give you an honest answer to that, because I don't want to say something that I don't know any.
Heavily affiliated and used their terminology and collaborated with them on a lot of songs, but at the same time was with 3 6 Mafia and a protege of them, basically.
Yes.
So you said that you found him when he was hungry. Tell us about finding Jay Green when he was hungry.
Yes, exactly. Like I asked him, what motivates you to keep making this music?
In person or over text?
Over Facebook Messenger.
About promotion and stuff.
Yeah, promotion. It was 2012. I just was like, hey man, this is coming from me. I'm a fan of you. I really like your music. I just want to appreciate you. And then I just want to ask a question: what motivates you to make music every day? And he said, being broke. He doesn't want to be broke anymore. And so I was like, man, I dig that. And so 3 years later, 2015 rolls around. He's like, we're calling upon all people that want to be in Schema Posse or Street Schemas, which is promotion teams, like street promotion teams. And so I was like, I messaged him, and the last message that I sent was from 2012. So he probably saw that message, and he's like, heck yeah, you're in this for sure. Because I've always been supporting him and talking to him about all of his good music that he recently dropped, like SAP 2. It's like the second part to the ASAP, because he's talking about ASAP Rocky, because he was friends with Space Ghost Perp, and now they're foes because they had a beef and a fallout. And during that beef and fallout is when I left Raider Clan, because I couldn't really represent Space Ghost Perp anymore, or anything he had to represent when he was talking shit about my homies. And my homies at the time, they were DJ Killa C, and he put out Pistol Grip. He produced Pistol Grip for Nell and Rel, and that's like one of the biggest hits that got Raider Clan into rotation, was Pistol Grip. So like it just trips me out. So like in that time, Space Ghost Perp was beefing with DJ Killa C and Jay Green and all these people of Schema, and there's just this nuisance going on. And I was backing up Jay Green because I fucked with Jay Green more than I did Space Ghost Perp at the time, because I felt more like from Memphis. Memphis is my main influence. Like ICP and 3 6 Mafia. When I was 13 years old, that's when I learned to beatbox. So that's when I learned to rap. Those are the two groups and Tech 9. 3 groups that stuck with me till this day. And whoever talks ish about like Technicians or Tech 9, they don't know Tech 9. It's like it's a love for him. They see the newer versions, etc. type of things. But I know I'm going way off subject and everything.
This is fantastic.
Oh, okay.
This will be added into the history books of music. Like if there's a textbook about like, this will be cited.
Heck yes.
About,
heck yes.
Yeah, Memphis had a clear impact. I feel like what a lot of people see on the charts are clones.
Yes. Exactly.
They're all clones. I love DaBaby, but he's a mixture of Future and Young Thug.
Yes.
And Young Thug is a mixture of Gucci Mane and Lil Wayne. And
exactly.
then Gucci Mane, Gucci Mane started his own shit. I mean, but he did, but he pulled from the sound, which is the South, the South, the Memphis sound, the heavy emphasis on cowbell and hi hats instead of that boom bap. I love me some boom bap.
Heck yeah,
I think for modern, when I want to get into boom bap in the modern age, what I like to aim for is a sort of Nas is good still. He's fantastic still.
Absolutely.
Freddie Gibbs and Benny the Butcher and most of Griselda is just fantastic. But if I want that Memphis sound, that funk, I'm going to go to Jay Green in the present. Sempra in the present. Most Schema members in the present they're still consistently putting out content that is fantastic. And I feel like what Memphis rap did is it members of that Memphis sound, such as Jay Green, found a young Lil Peep, a young Ghostmane. Lil Peep and Ghostmane, you've had a couple interactions with them. Let's get into that, because they're probably Ghostmane and Lil Peep, Juice and X. They pulled from them. I love them. I love Juice and X, but I feel like Lil Peep is the best representation of what emo rap is and can ever be.
Absolutely, 100%, 100% agree, bro. Like there's nothing that can top that. So Lil Peep, 2015, he hit me up on Twitter. He said, "Hey man, I just wanted to give you a big, huge thank you, because I hadn't had this much support ever in my entire music career, period. And I'm gonna follow you because I support you for supporting me." So to this day, Lil Peep still follows me on Twitter. But I don't like to use that as like a way to be over anybody. I just know I was in that period of time. So when people were saying, "Oh, the Raider Clan days or Schema Posse days," or stuff like that, but Lil Peep was like a brother to me. Like he was like more like of a brother, like anybody's. I think he was everybody's brother, friend, mentor, like a good soul. Like all in all, like I had nothing against him whatsoever, because for my background, like he was bisexual, so like there's a lot of LGBT communities out there. I'm for that community because my mom's lesbian. So when people like, "Oh, I don't like him because he's bisexual," you could fuck off with that shit, because I don't put up with homophobic and homophobia. It's just, it really gets under my skin.
I hate that shit as well. And it's just like, I hate seeing accounts that will show a picture of a transgender person and say, "These are the people that listen to Lil Peep."
Yes.
Like, how is that but the way they say it and the way they type it, they have a negative connotation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like when they point out something that obvious, it's a negative connotation.
It's that negativity that they harbor inside.
Yes.
Projecting it outward.
Like they are gay themselves, and they hate that they're gay, so they can't open the world. And so, they got to bash other gays about it.
It's like what we were talking about earlier, is when uncomfortable people see people comfortable, they get stressed out.
Bros, are you there?
Hello?
Oh, there you go.
So when I'm saying,
yes, I'm here.
When uncomfortable people see people that are comfortable, they get stressed out. And that's what an angry straight person sees when they see a member of the LGBTQ community.
Yes, dude, that is freaking awesome. You're a beautiful soul, man. You high five again through the internet. Yeah, virtual high five.
Fucking name, man. Yeah. So Ghostmane, what does a street promoter mean, or a street schema mean? I mean, I know you told me about this earlier, like prior to when we started recording, but you just like consistently send people links, or you tell people and shit. Essentially,
yes. That's what it is. But say you're a new artist and you're trying to get promoted, and you don't have anybody to promote you. You drop a song. I'll be that guy to promote your song before you even get a chance to promote your own music. Many occasions I've done that. I'm like, I had a few artists tell me, "Oh, I just dropped a song. Oh yeah, I already reposted it. I favorited it. I got it on Twitter. I got it on Facebook. I put it over here on Instagram. It's here and here." And he's like, "What the hell? I haven't even had a chance to promote it myself." That's the type of shit that like I'm willing to do for other people. That gets you going. Yeah, it gets me going. It feeds that hip hop, that culture of hip hop, because that's what it's based on, man.
You seem to be entwined with the culture, because you the way you were describing hip hop is that it's not just a type of music. It's a lifestyle. It's an attitude. It's a
subculture.
It's who you are. Like, I was married for 10 years before. I know it's crazy. I look youngish in hell, but I was married for like 10 years. And it was funny because like I would get in argumentations, and instead of like fighting normally, I would think, wouldn't it be cool if I just freestyle battled her? and then it would beat. It made me feel like so good because she could never top that, like in an argumentation scenario type thing. But that was like life in general. Like my parents, when they grounded me, they didn't take me away from my friends. They didn't take me away from doing this or that. They took my music away because they knew exactly what the hell would affect me the most.
That's a
So they were like,
strong
yes,
statement
they were,
about your attachment to music, and I mean attachment to music in the best possible way,
yes,
because that shows appreciation. It shows connection. You know, we flock, and also shows that like you got a good connection with that music shit, and I'm excited to hear a lot from you. We're gonna do a freestyle later. I feel like we still got a lot of ground to cover. So after sort of Schema kind of disbanded, and the whole like a lot of things were disbanding. And what were you doing from like 2017 to like present recently? Like what's inspired you to get going with all these freestyles and whatnot?
Well, like for me, I love freestyling because I just like doing it. Ask Drac every single day. I'm putting a freestyle on live Facebook, live Instagram. I do it just because I like to freestyle. And ironically enough, the past 3 years, what I've been doing is polishing my craft, writing bars better. I give a big shout out to Nemesis, Rick Almeida, member of Schema Posse, because I look at him as Dr. Dre does to Eminem. Like Dr. Dre taught Eminem how to count beats through the metronome. That's why Eminem got so good with his cadence and his flow, because he understood counting. Now, as a beatboxer, metronoming is always in my head. So I'm like, I could do Iron Man just off the top of a dime, and I don't even have to think about it because it's always there in my brain, sort of thing.
So you know that 4/4 or whatever they call it.
Yes.
I'm taking music theory right now. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. So like I'm like in school and shit. I'm like, you know, it's just like it's a lot of complicated stuff. But like why I value the whole music theory aspect of music. I love that feeling like where there's no technical words to describe when you open FL Studio and you're starting something and you're adding a hi-hat here, you're adding a snare here, you're adding a cowbell here. It's just this beautiful process and shit, you know what I mean? Like
it's like I look at FL as like a digital way for me to beatbox, because when I beatbox, I'm like doing all the sounds that I could literally make into FL Studio. So when I make a beat, why it doesn't take very long at all is because I already had that beat in my head, or I know exactly where the harmonization of the rhythm's supposed to be. Because I was recently diagnosed with autism, and it makes so much sense to me now than it did before, because that's really the obsession of hip hop. That's why I have such an obsession of it, because it's Asperger's, it's auto functioning. So like I could, you know, I live in my own place, I have a car, I have my license, I could function humanly, but there's just a specific subject that I'm focused on, and that's hip hop. But I feel like I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that?
You were just saying FL Studio is like a digital way to beatbox.
Oh yes. It's I agree with you 100%. Like as soon as I like think about, oh yeah, I got FL, I can make a beat. When I feel down or like sad or something, when I make a beat, like, you know what I mean? Like it's just you're like,
go, you just go, you attack the predator and the prey, figuratively. Anyways, but like the thing, like I love hearing, what if Mozart had FL Studio? That shows how powerful a piece of software is. Does that mean it's just a simple statement that means so much? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like because he had he felt the sound. He didn't hear the sound, so like the feeling of the sound, that's like kind of when I beatbox, I feel the beat, and that's how I beatbox. It's like a feeling from within.
But the thing is about that feeling is that the people that listen, when we all die, will get that. And I feel like that's the ultimate achievement, is creating a timeless piece of work. Like most of Lil Peep's work, timeless.
Yes, timeless, forever timeless.
Like California
No.
World makes me feel
man.
like the summer. Like it just like when it's like I love when music sounds like a season. You know what I mean? Like what's your
Yes.
favorite type of music that like feels like a season?
R&B, honestly. R&B, like
Sounds like winter. Would you say?
yeah. I would
fall.
say it sounds like Valentine's Day.
Or yeah.
Winter, spring.
Yeah, winter, spring. Yeah, winter, March. Yeah, spring.
What R&B do you look up to? Modern and past.
I like Aaliyah a lot. I have a lot of respect for Aaliyah. There's another artist that I can't think of. I have his face and his hair in my head, but I can't think of his. He's got a song with Sir, SIR. Have you heard of him? He's got a song with Kendrick Lamar. It's called Hair Down. It's a very good song if you want to check out new R&B if you haven't heard him. I think he is signed to
I want to say Universal, but I think I'm wrong.
Universal. I think I thought he was on a Kendrick's label.
Oh, fuck yeah. TDE.
TDE. I think he's a TDE artist. I could be completely wrong. I'm probably wrong. But Sir, it's like capital. It's lowercase.
Yeah, SIR, capital S and R.
Yes.
That's the R&B artist you're talking about?
Yes. He's got some flame. It's like I don't know. It's like he's got the '90s vibe to him, and then he's got the modern culture. So he's like talking about what's going on today, but he's relating to it how his girls or girlfriend is or was as the same frame as like a '90s R&B classic. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how to even explain it, but that song.
Yeah. I'll definitely check it
But
out.
that. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, so like I don't know, if I were to give mine, I'd say modern R&B. Anderson .Paak. The Weeknd,
Yes.
Drizzy, Bryson Tiller. Shoot. Let me think of someone else. That sounds very mainstream, but it's just top of my head, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it's all good. I fuck with them all. Like music's music. Like Drake. I honestly I don't know. I just have this intenseness against Drake, but I'm not hating because I learned later on. I mean, recently I learned in life you can't really like put that anguish onto somebody because honestly, it's just gonna come back to what you do. So if I'm gonna hate something because of they're doing something a specific way, it's just me dissing on my own craft. I can't hate on anybody because I'm an artist myself. He's an artist.
Yeah.
So why am I gonna hate him for putting out music? Because he got influenced by the same people as I did. Like he got influenced from Wu-Tang, so he put out that Wu-Tang, even though Wu-Tang.
And he
wasn't
loves
epic with
Aaliyah.
it.
He loves Aaliyah.
Yeah, and loves Aaliyah, and so like there's more and more things I learned from him that I fuck with more. But I used to strictly be underground and not industry. But as an artist growing up, maturing, it's important to know all aspects of the game. It's not just what you think the niche should be perfect for you, but it's understanding and grasping it all. Because everything's all like it's a universal love. That's why I say I put so much love in the world, because like that love that's never ending, it can't be taken from me. Nobody could take this love that I have for other people ever. Nobody could ever break that. No deity, no demon, no angel, no God, no nothing until I die, and then it carries on with me forever.
What I like to say is like I have I'm starting up a new podcast called The Splashcast with Mike Cass, and the tagline of it is treating underground music as if it were mainstream.
Yes.
That's fucking dope.
Heck yes.
That's like my fourth podcast I'm gonna be running. I run 4 at the same time. I run HASSCast, HASSDISCUSSES, commenting on comments, and I'm gonna do the Splashcast. But like that's the mentality I like to have with music. Is like
Absolutely.
I want to have 21 Savage on the playlist, but I also want to have Sempra on the playlist.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's how I am. I recently broadened my horizons, and I didn't want to really just keep my only things that I could get out of the hip hop game, that only specific box. I want it to be everything. Like everything
You
is
want to
an
have
influence to me.
you want to have a storage of you want to have a storage unit based out of you want to have a storage unit with many different boxes in it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, not just one specific little niche or, you know.
Well, now let me. I was thinking of something real quick. Just a little thought. When you're out of the box, you only want to when you're out of the box. It's mainly because you discover something about yourself. When you discover that thing, you cling to that discovery. You never want to discover something else. So you're saying that when you discovered this new thing, this great thing, which was underground music, you wanted to you left that to go back and discover
Yes,
something else.
yes, yes. I like the underground. Honestly, I literally look at the underground like this. It's a place for you to intern yourself. If people f with you, they f with you. If they don't, they don't. But the underground is a place where you could always fall back to unless you really f up. You have to really completely do something terrible to get like banned from the underground, basically.
Yeah.
So the understanding of the underground is why I did what I did.
So like
Intern
ASAP
for
Rocky will never be in the back in the underground again.
never again. No, because he stole from the underground. So what he's living off of is literally somebody else's goal, somebody else's dream, and he's just living on it. I'm not gonna disrespect him, say he's not a good artist, because he's very intelligent, because he speaks very proper in public, situations. He could, I don't know. It's just there's certain things that people judge on certain people, but it could be the people that are above them that are really in control of that artist.
Yeah, shit rolls downhill.
So they could always be reflecting what their art or their people are putting onto them. That's why I like the underground, because you don't have all that unnecessary feedback. But I would like to have a manager one day or another, because I
there is a lot of
need
unnecessary
focus.
things you have to deal with, such as promotion. I mean, like, promotion's fun. It is a fun thing to do, but I like to promote. Like, as a manager, he focuses on the creative stuff.
Yes.
I focus on the important stuff that he doesn't have to deal with. So like, you need to find someone that you trust with that. Luckily with this guy Jace, I interviewed him in like early September or something. But like after that interview, I was on constant basis with him, and he became like a friend to me. So I was like, all right, let's He was like, He was like, and I got him 3 features just out of purely wanting to see him work with this person. I was like, you should work with this guy. You should work with this guy. You should work with this guy. He set it up. Then he was like, you already set me up with 3 features. You should be my manager. And then like, that's what I'm trying to do with him. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so like, if you want a manager, you gotta find someone that trusts, that you already know has helped you already a little bit, but then you can then they want to figure out how to help you even more.
Yes. Exactly. And that I've always been a workaholic my whole life, like literally 9 to 5 workaholic. Corona hit, and now I'm like, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I just want to do what I was born to do, and the message of the music, the hip hop, to move souls. I feel like I was put on earth to move people, to help them understand that we are on the same plane and we can help ourselves if we believe it, basically. And so since then, I just fundamentally, my Spotify, that's how it's listed as. My whole doctrine is to bring the positivity back to the power of the people, because that's what people lose. They lose their power of positivity, and it's always there. It's just how they're portraying it. Like, I got depression and anxiety. Robin Williams, he was a comedian for life, and he had depression. Like, he had crippling depression.
Yeah.
There's things like I can't stop and I can't control, but if I could help myself, I know that I could help somebody else help themselves, because that's all it took, is for me to help myself. So the message, thoughts become things, that's what you receive. That's Ziploc right there. That's Ziploc keeping it fresh, because they don't want to be stale, full of like gas, like carbon monoxide and like poisonous entities, all this like stress and drama, and what does this person think about me and all that. It's everything's alpha, man. Like, there's no beta that's around us. It's all alpha. And if we see the A, B, C's or the 1, 2, 3s, not the 3, 2, 1s, because looking backwards is not looking forwards. You don't.
Yes.
That's not. It's
crochet that on a fucking pillow, bro.
Yes.
Looking backwards ain't looking forwards.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, we got to talk to Drew Beardsley. We got to ask him, how did he meet this spiritual figure, this that is Ziploc?
That fucking happened because I moved out of my my home state in like my main home city of like Fullerton, California, in like April of this year. Moved out to Lake Havasu. Moved in with one of my high school friends who lives out in the area and shit. And fucking Zip was working at the gas station like right down the road. And fucking coincidentally, I was like, hey, do you know where I could get some fucking herb in this town? Because your boy needs to fucking smoke. Exactly. And he was like, are you a cop? And I was like, fuck no. And then we got to talking because he was on his break and shit. And he was like, oh, you into music? And I was like, fuck yeah. I've always wanted to like record and shit. I've been writing since I was like 13, but I never like recorded or nothing like that. I started naming off artists that I was into, you know, like fucking Denzel Curry, fucking G59, fucking Jay Green, motherfucking ICP, Tech Nine, a whole bunch of shit. And Zip was like, oh, wait, you know, like underground. And he was like, I'm like, I know like Mac Dre underground. And he was like, you're fucking in for life. You're fucking dead set. You're my new friend.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah. Were you like, do you have any released work prior to meeting him, or did he like get you in everything?
I hadn't recorded or nothing like that before meeting Zip and shit. Just had a bunch of writing and some beats that I was sitting on and shit. But fucking, he coincidentally and shit, he lived like 500 feet right up the road from me, and I was like, word. So I got a homie who lives very close, who's dedicated to making music, which is what I wanted to do my whole life. So it just all seemed to link up and work very well. I did my first recording in like March. April, May. So April, May. May.
When did you meet up with him? Like initially, like the year?
I wanted this year. It was like April 17th-ish, right around there.
Those were the fucking dark times, man.
Yeah,
God
exactly.
Damn, bro.
Dude, in as I call it, the dark ages of April of this year.
Oh yeah, this shit's so ass. But whatever, man. We're here. We're trying. We're present.
Alive, we're pushing through. And you know what? There's only, you know, like a little over a month left of this year, and then we're on to bigger and better things next year, you know? We ain't got to worry about it.
And then we take mass-produced needles and everything's normal, right? You know?
Yeah, just take get microchipped real quick and
I don't care. I'd take that. I'm not anti-vax. Fuck it. Whatever. Just get me back to normal, bro. Like,
right? Exactly. Just give me a time machine. Fuck, I'll take that at this instance.
But yeah, when we get these mass-produced needles, you know, if they enslave us in martial law, then we'll just start a revolution like we always do.
Exactly.
So like if we end up being taken over by the New World Order, then we'll just start a revolution. Simple as that, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love that shit. I love the conspiracy theory shit. It's funny to me. Like I don't believe it all, but like it's funny.
I don't believe all of it, but I mean some of it I'm like, damn. Okay, these guys put some thought into this shit.
Like Epstein, there was definitely something there.
Oh yeah, definitely 100% some shit there.
Like JFK, definitely something there.
Definitely some shit there, definitely 100%.
Like the way I describe the JFK thing. I will never look at people the same. Like the way I describe the JFK thing, real quick. In the video, when he gets shot, he moves backwards. He does this, but he got shot from the back. When you get shot from the back, you go forward.
Forward, exactly.
Well, that's what they say. He got shot from the back. But realistically, if you get shot from the front, you're going to go like this.
You're going to go back. Exactly. You're going to do exactly that right there. Yep.
But then they said it was a magic bullet.
Oh, magic bullet.
That bounced off his jawbone, then bounced off his head bone, then bounced out of his other hole.
Yeah. It sounds like that one song.
It's just like common sense, but at times shots are weird. I don't know. Yeah. But, yeah, like whatever, man. It's just like you seem like you're making a lot of stuff when we're trapped in this horrible time. And,
definitely.
Man, what were you doing prior to like when you before you met him? Like, what were you just doing? Like, you know.
Prior to that, I was just like working and shit, doing cook work at different locations, like a taco truck and a McDonald's, shit like that. Fucking, I'd been writing like I had said since like 13. I've been singing since like 13. Also, was in like choir and theater and shit in middle school, and then started like really trying to like formulate a sound and like figured out I could actually like rap and shit when I was like 15, and then just started recording this year in 2020 and shit. So slowly but surely everything's been progressing and shit, but I got like ideas for music, screenplays like I briefly mentioned earlier. I got like podcast ideas. I play Dungeons and Dragons with some homies and shit, and I think that'd be a pretty cool podcast type thing.
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
yeah.
podcasts are so easy. Like, if you want to start one, and just use Anchor, it's free and shit. And then I know I'm not trying to sound like I'm plugging a sponsor, but like, you know, it's just like all you need is a microphone and a camera, and you're good. You know. But I don't, you know, it's just easy shit. But anyway, that's fire. Bro.
You hear that, viewers? Viewers, all you need is a microphone and a plug, and go and download Anchor today. Not a sponsor.
It's a sponsor, actually.
Oh, it is a sponsor. Okay, sponsor.
But
no,
but like a little audio clip plays like later after this is whatever. Fuck it. Who cares? But you know. But
Okay.
Yeah. What do you guys plan on doing tonight after the interview wraps up, man?
Man, we got one more track I think that we got to lay down some vocals for the that EP, that Vibe EP, and then we got to mix and master it over the next like month and a half or so. A little bit of time to mix and master and make sure everything's good. Put out a single, get some more hype out for that, and then the release date for that shit should be 01/01/21, so the first day of the next year.
That's fire, man.
Yeah.
01/01/21.
Yeah, and if you which is really cool, Zip fucking was going in on this like on the live stream once. But 01/01/21 is like a representation of duality in itself, because you got the 2 0 1 and 0 1s, but you also got the 2 1 representing 2 1s and the 2 1s prior before it. Right?
Yeah,
right?
Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Dude, anybody listening or watching is like gonna float right now after hearing that knowledge.
Yeah, galaxy brain right there. They're just like, whoa.
That's some knowledge right there.
Right?
Yeah.
Heavy knowledge, bro.
That's fire, man. I feel like a lot of people could take a lot of stuff away from this interview.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Thank you for taking the time out and talking to us. And
Heck
shit.
yeah,
that shit's always cool.
And stick around after I'm done ending the recording and shit. But I feel like that's all we had to cover. Greetings. We're gonna have an exclusive freestyle from Ziploc. This is a beat from Lee Rose, an artist based out of Texas, and this is a Ziploc freestyle. Kick that fucking mule. Turn it up, bro.
Hey, one thing it is,
Ziploc.
I go by Fresh or Ziploc. Hey, I've been breaking through this time, and I find like positive imagery is a waste of time, because people don't want to figure out how they can better their lives, because they only stuck on negative times. Hey, I was surfing in this wave, living through this is the day that I steadily contain, like I felt it as like flame. The big ladder fell to the drain, the sponge absorbed too much structure again. I was trying to search, but I can't find. I lost my mind somewhere, and now I'm trying to rewind. So I press play, stick the tape back into the VCR so I could cap the boat how I just feel it. Like everybody just tries to hate, but they can't penetrate life, because it's not what you make, it's just how you see in sights. Like third eyes, I had 3 of them. Lived through how I couldn't retrieve, then I believe in them. Like thoughts are always becoming these things. Ask, believe, and receive. Best believe you'll achieve anything that you want to manifest from your heart, from your third eye, to anything that you see from the start. Ziploc, I'm fresh to doing this until I just know that man controls the weather, because other people don't know about chemtrails, and it's not contrails, because it's aluminum, barium, aerosols that are just taking us.
You heard it. That's fire, bro.
Hey, thank you.
That chemtrails line that we were talking about conspiracies earlier, so I understand.
Yes.
I understand where it's coming from.
Absolutely.
Right. Thanks for listening or watching the podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, comment. Definitely click the links to his Instagram as well as Drew Beardsley's Beardsley Instagram. All that shit. And if you're listening on any podcast platforms, leave a rating. And see you guys in the next Hass Discusses.